Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of These Homesteads. My name's Derek. Today we're out here in my field getting ready to try something here. I was doing some work up at the house using the Kubota BX series tractor. Sort of ran into an issue, so today I'm out here getting ready to see if I can't fix this problem, but I just ran into something that I wasn't expecting while I was out here. So let me show you, hopefully you guys can see this. So the little woolly worm right there, if you can see the colors on it, it's black right here at the very end, black right there at the very end, and orange all the way through the middle. And if you don't know what that means, supposedly, old wise tale, supposedly that means we're going to have a bad winter at the beginning, mild winter throughout, and a bad winter here at the end. So not sure if it's actually true or not, but this makes the third one I've seen so far this year, and makes the third one that's been the same way. So let's cross our fingers, maybe in hope that that's true. I don't know. I mean, I know some people like a really bad winter. I'm okay with it being bad, then mild, then bad. Doesn't really matter. Okay, anyhow, so I was out mowing with the BX, and I just happened to catch on the apple trees that I had planted whenever I moved in. I happened to catch a bucket on one of the cages on one of the trees that I thought was completely dead. Well, it knocked the cage over, which also knocked the tree over, and I thought, well, I'll pick that up whenever I'm done mowing. So when I got done mowing, I went and I picked up the cage, also picked up the tree, was walking over getting ready to throw the tree on the brush pile that I have. That's everything in that brush pile is just, you know, going back, composting and becoming dirt and stuff again. That's where I throw my grass clippings, my leaves, sticks, twigs, whatever. So I thought, well, before I just throw this out, I'm going to take you up here and show you on the apple tree so you can see. It's called a scratch test. And all you do, let me get you guys turned around so you can see a little better. I'll grab the tree here. All you do is you take your thumb and you rub back some of the bark. And as you can see, that's green. Hopefully you guys can see that. If it's green like that, that actually means that the tree's still alive. So I thought, well, instead of just throwing this, as you can see, I mean, there's no leaves, there's no nothing on it. All those branches up there look really dead. So I just thought, there's no harm in planting that tree and seeing whether it actually becomes anything or not. So I was talking to my son-in-law the other day about planting a couple apple trees out here. And this particular tree is a Macintosh. Macintosh needs a pollinator to cross-pollinate with. One of the things that they like to use is crab apples. Well, oddly enough, right here is a whole bunch of crab apples. So I thought, well, I'm gonna come out here. So I brought the tractor out with the rototiller, rototilled up a little spot, then came out here, grabbed my shovel, dug a little bit of a hole. I'm gonna try planting this tree. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. The reason I think that I'm having issues where we planted 6 trees whenever I bought this place up there closer to the house, because that's where I would prefer the trees that hopefully the deer won't get are. But the reason we planted them up there, and the reason I think I'm having issues, is 3 of the 6 trees are doing great. No problems, and we'll show these in a future video. That's one of the things I'm going to be talking about on an upcoming video. But the other 3 trees aren't doing so great. Well, when I grabbed this tree, I think I see the reason why, and that's there's like a ditch right there where those ones are planted. And if you look, the roots, I mean, there's really no roots left. Most of them have rotted off. I think it's actually staying too wet. So this one's still alive according to the scratch test. It's still green. I don't see any harm. Literally, it spent like maybe 30 minutes. It's going to be longer than that because I'm videotaping. So it'll be more than the 30 minutes, but so say I waste an hour. I wasted an hour. If the tree grows and produces apples, that's amazing. And if it doesn't, and I don't get any apples off of it, what am I really out? I was getting ready to throw it into the brush pile anyhow, so I don't really see where I'm out anything. So, okay, when you're planting these, you want to make sure you find your graft, or what you think is your graft. And I'm pretty sure my graft is right in here where they split the two trees. So you want to try and make sure that the new tree, the apple part of the tree, is not buried under the soil. So I'll take you over here, try and set you guys up so you can somewhat see. And I'm going to grab this tree and try and get it in the ground. So if I plant it right there, the graft is going to be under the ground. You don't want that, because what will happen is your tree that's up above will start growing its own roots and not be on the root base anymore, and you don't want that. So we'll put some of this dirt back in, try and build that up some. My niece was just telling me the other day, whenever I posted my one video, that I need to do more stuff that's homestead related. I don't think she was liking the firewood and some of the other videos, so hopefully getting out here and getting this apple tree planted, hopefully that's homesteady enough for her. So, all right. That should be good if we go right there, so we'll tramp that down some. You don't want to tramp it too much, but you do want to tramp it some. Trying to hold that paper up, really. There's no need for that to be there anymore, so we'll just take the paper off. Sure would be a lot easier if I had somebody else here helping, but I don't. So when that's the case, you just do what you can do. One of the things you want to do there is make sure you tramp that soil down around your tree. That helps hold it to where you're able to then get more dirt. Like I said, I'm watching here, trying to make sure I don't actually get the graft buried. That's right about the right height. It's just a wee little bit over the graft right this second, but as soon as I tramp that down, we should be good. tree's at a little bit of an angle right this second, but honestly it always was. So I'm really not too worried about that part. Now, since I know that this area out here has lots of deer, mainly because I've been watching them out here every night for the past week or so, I'm gonna put the cage back up around this tree. Like I said, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this is a waste of time. Maybe the tree's gonna die. Maybe it's not. Maybe it'll grow up and produce lots of apples for me and my kids and my grandkids. So we'll just see what happens. I'm trying to just get some of this loose dirt out around the tree there moved out of the way. I'm gonna try and see if I can get this cage. I know it's not gonna get it perfectly straightened back out, but oh, that worked perfect. I didn't think that was gonna work. I wanted to see if I could get the cage lifted over top of the tree and not have to cut my zip ties and re-zip tie it. So then I put little tent stakes in. Put these stakes in here. Try and hold the fence down so if the deer do decide they want to try and push on the fence, and hopefully it won't be too bad. But okay, so we got the tree replanted. One last thing to do before we call this quits. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time in this with doing the camera and everything. I'm at like 16 minutes since I turned this on. It took me about 5 or 10 to bring the rototiller out here on the tractor and just rototill it down real quick. I'm going to go ahead and get some water and pour on that ground. I just brought out a gallon jug full of water. Like I said, I'm not really out anything if this tree doesn't grow. So I was getting ready to throw it on the brush pile anyhow. We got a lot of rain yesterday, so I'm trying to see how well that water's soaking in. I put a little over half gallon on it so far. We're gonna go ahead and put the rest on here. See what happens. It soaked in pretty good there, that first half gallon, so okay, good deal. right, so like I said, not really out anything if this doesn't grow. I just figured I'd give it a try. If I wouldn't have done the scratch test on it and saw that it was green, I probably wouldn't have tried. I probably would have just thrown it in the brush pile. But so that's a good way to test your trees if you think one's dead. This year we had a really weird spring. Everything started budding out, going pretty good. This tree in particular was budding out and going pretty good. And then we had a really late snowstorm, frost and all that good stuff. And 3 of my 6 trees, not the 3 that I'm talking about that were in the 2 wet, well 2 of them are in that area, but then there was 1 in the other area that those trees are actually doing really good. But 3 of them sort of had like a stunted growth effect. So I didn't think that this one was totally dead, but I was starting to wonder because these limbs are pretty dry and brittle out here at the end. So I started to think maybe it was. Okay, so I'm probably going to come out here later on, try and get some a post or something, and then I'll try tying the tree back, try and get it to grow up a little bit straighter than what it is right this second. It's really not horrible, but it could use a little bit of straightening. All right, well, hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, while we're out here, my son-in-law would kill me if I show you guys the food plot, so we'll skip that. So, all right, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit that like button, click subscribe, share this video with your friends, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks, and have a good day. Oh, and by the way, today is Labor Day. That's the day that I'm shooting this video, so happy Labor Day, everyone. And you're not going to see this video on Labor Day, but happy Labor Day anyhow. All right, have a good day.